Comrades, we brought you here today to discuss the problems that are facing our country. I would remind you, 44 years ago, Germany lay in ruins as a result of the fascist dictatorship. As a result of a fascist dictatorship that was put into power by the capitalists. We know their policies. Look around you. We know how things work in the West. Our ministers have looked at these problems in great detail. We have worked so hard. Have mistakes been made? Of course they've been made. We all know that. We are here together to repair the situation. Our economists have looked, we've predicted a major worldwide recession 20 years from now in capitalism. The stock market will crash. Is that what you want? Any of you, we know that capitalism doesn't work. We have seen that over and over again. As our comrade has said, there are 60 million of these fascists in West Germany. Do you want to be united, we who are 20 million with them? Of course some of us have made mistakes. But in the West they don't make mistakes?
SED! Down! SED! Down! SED!
Agree. So what else can we agree on here? We agree that we want to unify with Germany. We agree that we want elections right away.
Right away? Do we want elections right away?
Pretty much.
Reunify Germany.
Why do you want to reunify Germany? Why so soon? Look, okay, if we unify with them right now, think of all the terrible things that would happen. Alright? Think of how bad our economy is. That's just a fact. Think about this. It would hurt them so bad.
Bringing up some good points here.
So, what party are you with?
I'm in the SDP.
And what are you trying to convince these people of?
We need elections now.
Why do you think this should happen sooner than later?
It's just going to get pushed back, it's going to get delayed, and it's not going to happen unless we do it now.
So what are your main points here at today's roundtable meeting?
We don't want reunification. We're trying to postpone the elections.
Why don't you want unification?
We feel like there's nothing wrong with the way things are right now. And if we had reunification, our people would basically be lost. Capitalist people in the West. So it's in our best interest to stay where we are.
And then you'd mentioned that you don't think we should have elections right away. Why is that? Why do you want to push them off into the...
We want to start to maintain stability first. And if we have elections right away, it's going to cause chaos. People don't really know what they want yet. We need time.
So in today's meeting, what are your main points that Noise Forum wants to get through?
No unification. We want two separate confederacies. Equal. We want sovereign. We want a new constitution in East Germany.
We have our representative from the CDU. How do you feel the negotiations are going today?
They've been going very well. They've been successful as yet. They've been making great strides, first with the BFD, and then now the SPD is becoming involved. A lot of our goals are very, very similar. It's very easy to see our goals coming together, but there are just a few hiccups along the way, namely when the elections are going to take place. We don't want to rush too hastily into them. We want to make sure we're well prepared for them and they get done right, whereas the SPD wants them immediately. So we want to find a middle.
To not give the SED the chance to use the money and the power they piled up over the last 45 years. To manipulate the masses any further. So I think it's important and crucial that we have elections soon. We would be willing to compromise on February if we can find it.
Okay, so the resolution here is to have new elections this February already, so in February 1990. Can I hear from a non-SDP group in favor? So we have the CDU would like to speak in favor.
I speak in favor.
Why?
We initially we wanted the elections soon, but we wanted them carried out in late spring. But we'd be willing to compromise.
I don't really understand why we can't wait a little while. We're for the elections, but we'd rather just postpone them and create a sense of stability before we change the chain of command and get everything up in chaos.
For another 40 years, right?
Perhaps.
Sounds great.
All right, we go back. Do we have a rebuttal? And this time the SDP does have the right to speak again.
We just think, how I said earlier, the PDS, how they call themselves now, from SED, has clearly no sense of elections, fair elections, or stability. What we had for the last 40 years was not stability but suppression, and we just want to make sure that you don't get the chance to set that up again. So this is why we need elections as soon as possible, because right now people are on the street, they do know what they want. Don't try to tell them that they are confused. Don't treat them as little children. They do know what they want, they have a vote, and they should have the right to make that vote as soon as possible.
Preparations are needed, you know this. You want to be like the West? You want to be like the West? Well, you need a 9-month campaign. In the United States, it will go on for 2 years. And you want to do this in 2 months. It's simply impossible. We are in favor of elections, but it will not work this quickly.
All right, so we now call for a vote.
That's no understanding of democracy. We just all clearly voted that we want elections, and you just stand there and say, no, we can't do it.
I am faced with naivete. I can't allow you to do this.
Vote!
Really?
Vote!
My
Vote! 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 Vote!
So using your placards as a sign of voting, all those in favor of holding elections in February, raise your placard. You can check with your party if you don't know. Okay. So we have 4 votes in favor. All those opposed? 1 opposed. The resolution passes. Noise Forum, you have a resolution.
We'd like to raise the resolution against the unification of
Here,
Germany.
here, comrade.
We believe that a unified Germany would be detrimental to the way of life in East Germany with the social services that have been provided for the last 40 years. We believe if there was a unification, it would be swept up in the aspects of GDR life. We would not have free health care, free education, child care, or jobs.
Okay, so we have a resolution on the table to not pursue unification with West Germany.
I think it's obvious that our only solution is to stay the way we are. I am totally for no unification. Like I said before, our people would basically be lost in amongst the other 60 million people in the West.
I think 4 decades is enough time for enlightenment. I mean, these people have been living this way for 40 years. I mean, it's about time that they live like their brothers and sisters that just happen to be on the other side of the fence. I mean, it's just ridiculous to keep people waiting longer and longer and longer for something that they've been waiting for. It's just, the GDR needs it.
Basically, we can have non-unification and they can see their families. They're allowed to leave the country, you know. And without unification, we'll be able to keep that up. But if we unify, we won't be able to keep up with our wishes for free healthcare and such if we unify. So you can't do both. You have to choose free healthcare or unification. Whereas you can see your family if you're not unified. We can pass that.
An amendment?
Yes.
I guess.
Our opinion is that if the unification happens immediately, we will be swallowed up. We need time to rebuild, to set leverage, and so we're willing to compromise. Okay, we're willing to unify in about 2 to 5 years. This will give us time to rebuild our economy, and this will happen before the unification. And the BFD supports us if we are willing. What we want is a new constitution most of all if we unify with West Germany. We don't want to become a part of their nation. We want to become a new nation.
5 years is too long. Like you guys said, the people are...
2 to 5.
2 to 5. You guys sound like PDS over there. Just wait a little longer. Just wait a little longer. The people have spoken. They want unification now. We are one people. This does not... We are not ready. We are not ready. Tell that to the hundreds of thousands of people who take to the streets.
Seeing no other discussion, we'll take a vote. So the resolution is now, I think 3 was the compromise, to pursue reunification within the next 3 years, or around in 3 years, with the rewriting of the Constitution beforehand. Right? All those in favor? And with immediate currency union. All those in favor?
No.
Yes.
That's what you voted for. All those in favor? We have 3, 4. I know. So we have 3 votes in favor. All those opposed? Yes, 2 votes opposed.